is 11 PM. I am definitely trespassing, and I'm about to start surviving on nothing but food waste for the next 3 days. Alright, let me tell you a story. A few years ago, I used to work at a supermarket, and at the end of every day, we would throw a disturbingly large amount of perfectly good food in the bin. Think loaves of bread, punnets of eggs, and lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. Yet Australia and countries worldwide are in a horrific food waste crisis, with billions of tons of food being wasted every year and more people suffering from hunger than ever before. And even with donation initiatives, food keeps getting wasted. Then, scrolling through my phone one day, I came across this video.
Hi, my name is Jeff Seal, and tonight I'm going to teach you how to get free food out of the garbage.
Which led me to this video.
We're also wasting all of this good food.
Which led me to the question, could Freeganism play a crucial role in the food waste crisis? And could I survive 3 stomach-churning days living off discarded food? Or would I go to bed very, very hungry? I've just found a Freegan community in my city, and there's almost 7,000 people that are part of it. That means there's potentially 7,000 people who live and thrive off dumpster diving and off the Freegan lifestyle. That's an incredibly large amount of people. So I've literally just reached out to see if anyone would be interested in taking me on a dumpster diving adventure and hopefully help me understand what this community does, who the people are that are part of it. But while we wait, let's go and get some breakfast. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the strongest stomach in the world, and the thought of scrounging around in a bin to find food, it's just not the most pleasant idea. I'm just imagining the thick, sour smell of rotting food, and then opening the bin and all these like rats run out, and then to get the food, you need to put your hand through this mashed banana, and it's just like, ugh, just so gross. Actually, that's given me an idea. Hang on, 1 second. So because the bins are so deep, I've just bought this. So this is gonna help me move some of the older food and then like collect the things that are actually fresh and actually perfectly good to eat. This should come in a lot of handy. Okay, it's 12 PM and I skipped brekkie. I was just, practicing for the actual thing, making sure I can grab that food and I was practicing my bin movements and my grabber movements and I just hit myself in the face. Yeah, I was definitely just stalling. I think now I'm absolutely starving, so I am going to actually go now, and we're gonna give it a crack and hunt for some food. So here's the deal. It was pure carnage in there. Just imagine like rotting fish, moldy cheese, just the most disgusting. Nope, just kidding. There was literally nothing in that bin. So guess I'm gonna have to try another one. But after driving around to a few more locations, it became evident that it would be too difficult to search the bins. No, too many people. Just feel way too uncomfortable to do that in front of people. I'm getting very hungry. But luckily, I got in touch with Olivia, an active Freegan who would take me on a dumpster dive the next day. And she also told me that you should only go diving late at night. So I waited until nighttime. Okay, I have to be really quick because I'm definitely trespassing here. But let's have a look at what they have in their bins. Damn it, absolutely nothing.
Skill.
Okay, location number 2 is a no-go. There are just way too many security guards walking around. I would definitely be caught. And one more place that I know of that's close, but other than that, this might be an absolute fail of a day. And I'm gonna go to bed very, very hungry. I don't know why, but I definitely thought this would be easier than it is. And especially not eating for an entire day. It just makes you so frustrated. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow because I have so long before I get to go with Olivia for the official dumpster diving adventure. So I'm gonna have to work out something tomorrow, that is for sure. I've held out as long as I can, but I've got to eat something. And luckily, I've just found the mushiest, grossest banana that I could find, and also some yogurt that's past its expiry date in the fridge. So considering I would have been both, surely that's fair game to be able to eat that, right? Surely. And hopefully that will keep me nourished until I meet Olivia tonight at 10:30 PM. Hopefully I don't get sick from this, because this doesn't look the nicest. Ugh, yummy. It's not terrible, but this will keep me fed. All right, I'm gonna eat this in peace, and I'll see you tonight. I've got everything I need for a proper bin diving session. I've got my head torch. Oh, Jesus, run the eyes. Got my hand clamper, which can pick up things. I've got a backpack, which is gonna store all of the food. And then I'm gonna be capturing it all on this GoPro. So after a few practice grabs, I headed off to meet Olivia. Hello, nice to meet you. How you going? Good. Good. Yeah, so like I'd love to know how you got into this and yeah, why you do it.
I lost my full-time job through COVID because you're so used to working full-time, relying on hours. And so I guess like what's the point of spending money on food when it just gets thrown in the bin?
So do you think it started from a financial reason or from a food, or it's a combination of both?
I reckon food waste.
Food waste was the first, yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah, I try to as much as I live a minimal free kind of life as much as I can.
And what we found at the first location truly blew my mind. I can't believe how much
Bananas,
food is like it's all perfectly good food as well. We found a huge volume of fresh produce like cabbages, broccoli and mangoes, as well as an almost entire case of Pepsi cans and a few fresh beers. All right, first location, done and dusted. Do you feel like you get judged by friends or family or whoever you speak to about when you do this?
Oh yeah, my family's very judgmental.
Oh,
They've
really?
always been
Okay.
like that. Like some people scrunch their nose when I say where I get my food from. And when I show them the food, they're like, oh, it's food.
Because and do you feel like you get enough food for the week or?
Yeah, like I don't go every night, obviously. I'll try and take as much as I can, then I'm like, what the hell do I do with this food?
So then it's almost waste if you take too much.
Exactly.
Because that is something I have noticed, is that the community only take what they need. Because there was someone who posted who was like, please don't name names or locations or whatever, because there's a big community of people who rely on dumpster diving and these food bins to be able to survive and feed their families and stuff. And I was like, wow, I never even thought of that. And I can't believe how much good food this is. I just can't get over it. It is so frustrating because this is two massive bins that are just full of perfectly edible food. Beautiful rolls.
I could eat it.
Oh, you know what?
Like what was wrong with, you know what, it would have been overbaked.
Just delicious. All right. About to drop off a bunch of the food we just found to a community group.
They've got a free pantry, a library, a community garden, and they welcome anybody.
All right, let's grab this. And this is one of the only few groups in the neighbourhood providing support, food, and a sense of community for those individuals and families doing it tough. There's some pretty good people out there that are doing good things for the community. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and enjoy the food. Wow, what an insane experience that was. Can't quite believe it, to be honest. It is 12:30. I am absolutely knackered. I'll show you the haul tomorrow. This is the haul that I got last night. And as you can see, it is not a huge amount of highly nutritious foods. I am super grateful that I do have this food to eat today, but we're gonna supplement with something else that I've literally recently just found out about, and it's an app called Why Waste. Now, one of the app's key features is it allows you to search for restaurants near you and purchase the leftover meals they couldn't sell at a significantly discounted price, reducing unnecessary food waste. And it just so happens that some people that I know own one of the restaurants that is part of this program, so I'm gonna go and check out their restaurant later today. But let's try some of this food and see what it's like. This is my favorite food. This is it, this slaps. Not the worst thing I've had in my life. Oh, it's time for the last meal and I am so ready. Hey, how are we? Good to see you. Hello. Do you get many people coming in and using the Why Waste app?
We used to get a lot because of COVID,
Yep.
people then started not doing it quite often. Now, you're gonna spread the word out there. Tell everyone to use that app. At the end of the day, we don't want our food to go into the waste. So,
Fantastic.
Someone eats it.
Yeah, I'll have whatever's left over. Legend, thank you so much. So it's evident that a huge amount of food is still going to waste. And whilst Freeganism may be too underground to have the ability to truly impact the global food waste crisis, what this community is doing is taking the crisis into their own hands and actively working to reduce their personal and community's waste, which all has a compounding effect. We all want to live a happy and healthy life, and a big part of this means looking after our environment. So instead of buying a full price meal, try the Why Waste app. or your country's equivalent. Consider donating leftover foods to your local charities, and just take whatever small steps you can to limit the amount of stuff that goes in the bin. Otherwise, we will forever be fighting an uphill battle. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone, and I will see you in the next one.